Thoughts on this, the Nurecover Sauna Pro versus the Sauna Pod 2.0? Seems like a good side-by-side comparison. Well, Adam, I agree. Let's do it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and in today's video, we are going to do exactly that. I'm going to do a quick comparison between the Nurecover Sauna Pro and the Sauna Pod 2.0. So in today's video, I'm going to try to be as objective as possible to show you guys the difference between the two, and ultimately, in the end, hopefully you can make up your own mind as to which one you should actually purchase. And just a quick heads up, just to let you guys know, this is not a sponsored video. However, I do have some affiliate links with some discounts listed down in the description. So if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, go ahead and click on those at no extra cost to you. All right, so with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start with the very first, most obvious thing about these two saunas, and that is the overall size and dimension of them. So right here behind me is the Sauna Pro. This stands 6'1". It's about 36 inches deep and 48 inches across. Now, on the other hand, we have here the Sauna Pod 2.0. This stands about 5'7", and it's 36 inches. And of course, this is round, so it's 36 inches in diameter. So if you watched my last video about the Sauna Pro, you know that I really enjoyed the size of it. It's definitely a little bit larger than most of the saunas in its same category. And so it was nice that you could actually stand up inside, kind of move around. Now the Sauna Pod, on the other hand, because it is 5'7", unless you are 5'7" or less, you definitely will be sitting down in that sauna, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think most people that go in a sauna, they do go in there to just sit and relax. However, just because you have to sit down doesn't mean that it's going to feel cramped inside, because it is 36 inches round. I feel like there's plenty of room inside. I never felt claustrophobic or anything of the like. And overall, it's a very comfortable experience. Now, as far as construction and durability, I would say that they're very comparable to each other. Overall, the canvas material of the Sauna Pod, I would probably say etches out the Sauna Pro just slightly with the material that they use. I did find that the zipper on the Sauna Pod, it's a little bit better as well. But besides that, they're very close. Of course, they're both dry saunas, meaning they employ a carbon ceramic heater inside that claims to get up to 185 degrees. They both include red light. They both include chairs and a few other accessories. The frame of both of them is made of stainless steel as well, which is very good for a rigid structure. And both companies promise to use non-toxic materials that don't off-gas or anything of the sort. Now, a sauna comparison video would not be complete unless we did a temp test, and that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and do now. And so to start us off, I want to actually test how much power each one of these heater draws. So I have them hooked up to a smart plug. And then after that, I want to go ahead and run each one for about 30 minutes individually. I want to see how hot it gets and do a quick comparison of which one gets hotter. All right, now to start us off, this is the Sauna Pod 2.0. If we come inside here, it does come with this included thermometer right there. So we're going to check that, but also I went ahead and put this thermometer right up here, this digital thermometer, so we can get two readings. And I'm gonna put this one in the other one as well when we do that test. And so we can kind of split the difference there. Now we're gonna come down here, turn on the heater. We'll go ahead and set this as high as it'll go. 60 minutes, and we'll let that run. And starting now. So 30 minutes. All right, now while that's running, I want to show you guys how much power this is drawing. So it's pretty close to about 1400 watts. So if you want to calculate how much this will cost you monthly, you can go ahead and get a calculator out and figure that accordingly. Now, just for reference, it is 78 degrees here in the garage. So kind of keep that in mind, that the ambient temperature, whenever you're running these saunas, has a lot to do with how hot they get inside. So if it's warmer in the garage or in your house, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier for it to get hotter inside of these saunas. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and see what the temp is. All right, let's try to do this quickly. Still got it running. There. All right, coming up here. Oh, looks like the electronic one shut off. Oh no. Okay, well, we have this one, and it is reading about 166 degrees. Now also, I figured while we have this thing running, I have an EMF reader right here. I know a lot of you would be interested to see what the readings are on that. So let me show you. All right, so if we come in here and place this right next to the heater, now if you're right next to it, yeah, about 12, almost 11, 12 milligauss. So that's pretty high. However, you're gonna be sitting about right here. So I got the chair right there, and you come right there, I mean, it's not reading anything. So that makes sense. Of course, if you're right next to any sort of electronic device, it's gonna be really high. The key is that when you're sitting close to it, like right here, then we're not picking up anything. So that's great. All right, so let's go ahead and do the exact same thing with the Sauna Pro. We are not going to use the digital thermometer. Apparently it just got too hot for it. So we're just gonna go ahead and use the built-in thermometer that they provide. Same thing, it's very similar. Let's go ahead and turn this on. All right, now same thing. Start the timer, 30 minutes. And of course with this one, let me show you the wattage as well. So it's consuming about 1344. And so maybe just ever so slightly less than the Sauna Pod, but it's not much. Okay, so 30 minutes for the Sauna Pro. Let's go ahead and check the temp. All right, so let's come up here, see if we can read this. 166, 65 degrees. Hopefully you guys can see that. We also want to go ahead and check the EMF levels. So coming down here to the heater while it's on. All right, you can see that 18, 19, 18 or so. And then of course, if you come right over here, right where the seat is, we get 0. So all through here, 0, 0, 0. Come back over here right next to the heater and it spikes up. As you can see, as far as the performance of both of these saunas, they're nearly identical to each other. They both got to about the same temperature. The EMF levels were about the same as well. The overall draw of electricity, about the same. Now, I will admit, they both do advertise that they get up to 185 degrees. And I kind of feel like if a company says that it should be able to get to that temperature, no problem, every time. And the fact that it doesn't, I mean, that can be a little disappointing. However, I can tell you from experience with both of these that every time I get in, I sweat a ton. I feel like it taxes my system a lot. And so they are effective. Again, if you're gonna advertise a certain temp, you probably need to reach that temp. So guys, there you have it. Fundamentally, both of these saunas, they perform about the same to each other. And of course, they have a few differences as far as the overall size of them, the outside material, the covering of it. But besides that, I mean, they have a lot more in common than they have differences, for sure. Guys, if you are watching this video because you're wondering which one you should go with, hopefully I provided enough information for you to make that decision a little bit easier for you. Again, I do have some discount codes listed down in the description. I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.